Hello and welcome viewers, my name is Denise Pan and you are watching Game On, and today I am joined by my technical co-host, Zimbabwe Warriors legend, AX Cape Town, Orlando Pirates captain. It has been amazing to sit down with this man, and today we are talking to Edobedina about AFCON. It has been amazing. It has been nerve-wracking. Eddie, how are you feeling with regards to AFCON?
Denise, I think talking about Zimbabwe today, I'm very happy. The boys played very well, even though we lost, but great performance from the boys. And we're talking about Cameroon again. You know, the game wasn't that good, but the fact that they got the 3 points, you know, that's what made us most in this tournament.
Yes.
So as time goes on, you know, we'll get into details of, you know, the players, the coaches, who scored, the combinations, and then things like that. And then from there, and then we'll let the viewers know exactly what we're going to be talking about.
But before we get into the technical and heartbreaking part, my tears are close. But before we get to that, let us look at the opening ceremony. I watched the opening ceremony. I personally loved it because it felt so in touch with Africa. I loved how they involved the children. I loved seeing the kids sing and dance. That was beautiful. The lion was a very interesting touch. And then I compared it to 2019. We had the pyramids. The difference is amazing. What did you think about that?
No, I think if they had the lions, because most of the countries, you know, they've got the names lions, indomitable lions.
Yes.
You know, you're talking about the lions of Taranga, and so that's why they had to involve the lions in there. So everything was good, and everything was all right, and it was good.
It was good, and now this was the first Group A game. We're talking about Cameroon versus Burkina Faso. Well, Cameroon won, and personally, if I must be honest with you, I felt like the game was a little bit on the slow side. I really feel like I expected a whole lot more. Even though Cameroon did win, I feel like the game was not as exciting as I expected it to be. I mean, it was the first game. What was your take?
Yeah, it didn't live up to the expectations because everybody was saying Cameroon because they are hosting and they're going to put up a very good show, but they didn't. But the fact that they got the 3 points, which is good, they are on top of the log, and their captain scored 2 penalties. So it's kind of okay for them. Then they can only take that to the next game, and I'm sure next game they have to perform better than what they did against Burkina Faso.
They do.
Yes, considering Burkina Faso scored first, it shows that anybody that is playing in that tournament can score goals. So let's hope that next game from Cameroon, they will do something better than what they did yesterday.
All right, and then our next game, Ethiopia and Cape Verde. That game, I feel, was a little bit better in terms of performance, in terms of captivity. Like I felt like it had a bit more energy. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it was a good game to watch until one of their centre backs, they got a red card in the trophy. So it changed the whole complexion of the game. And then that's why I think Cape Verde utilized on that. I think they scored towards the end of first half through Tavares. And then I think from there, then the game just, it was 1-0.
Wow. All right. Well, before we continue, I would love for us to just take a quick look at the highlights from our opening ceremony. I just want us to just see the kids dancing. I really love that. So is it okay if I play the kids dancing?
No, because otherwise I'm going to get up and dance too.
So let's just take a quick look at a part of the opening ceremony that I felt was heartwarming. We'll be right back. right, I just cannot get over the little gold dresses. Were they tutus? Oh, I'm asking the wrong person. But it was looking so beautiful. Seeing those little girls sing, and there was so much emotion in it. There was so that I don't know how long it took for them to plan that, but that was beautiful. What do you think?
When I was at home, I actually got up and I danced, and it was beautiful. I
Don't
could
tempt
not
me.
resist.
Are you gonna dance for us? Like, Captain, my
Just a little
captain.
bit. Just a little bit.
All right. So now, after the ceremony, of course, the game. I just really want us to take a quick look at the goals from the Cameroon and the Cameroon game, and also from the Cape Verde game. I really just want us to just take a quick look and see how it actually came about. First of all, looking at the first goal that was actually done by Burkina Faso. Who was the school scored again?
I think it's Sangare. I think
Sangare.
it was a cross from the right side by Traore, and then I think the Cameroon goalkeeper Onana misjudged the cross, and then Sangare was on the other side, and then he just tapped the ball in. And it shows that any team that is playing at AFCON can actually score. Doesn't matter who you're playing with. And for some I thought Burkina Faso got it until there were 2 penalties awarded to Cameroon. And the captain, Abubakar, never missed. Experience, scored the 2 goals.
All right, so let's just take a quick look at the first goal in the Cameroon game and then the 2 penalties by the captain, Abubakar. And as soon as we're done, we're also just going to take a quick look at the game between Cape Verde and our lovely
Ethiopia.
friends, Ethiopia. So let's just take a quick look and see how that went. Sangare, Abubakar, Tavares. Okay, these were our goals from the games. This is Group A, and these are the people who managed to take the goals and get the points. So now, what do you think is going to happen next in Group A?
Goals.
Goals, goals?
Goals. That's exactly what we need. In the tournament like this, you need goals. And those are the main factors of the tournament. You score goals, you win games. If you don't, and unfortunately, you go home.
Wow, that is quite deep. Coming from you, especially a legend, someone who's played this game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're just going to take a quick break and we are going to discuss Zimbabwe versus Senegal, the game that we've all been anticipating, and we have a lot to unpack. We'll be right back. Okwara. Ish. Truzok. We'll be right back. Gubaya Shrika, let's talk about it right now.
It's JIT-TV.
Yeah. Thank you. Far too kind. Yeah. Ready? Let's go. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Yeah. Now what the hell are you waiting for?
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is what took place between Zimbabwe and Senegal. I'm just looking here at our secret app, and we're just looking at a lot of the comments, and I'm seeing a few people were saying things like, in terms of money, like they're saying that he was on a different page and he needed team support. Would you say that he was playing on his own? Because this is a comment that keeps on coming up.
I think the reason why they're saying that is Zimbabwe played very well.
Very well.
Yeah. So when you play very well, then they were expecting Mane to do wonders, and he could not. So credit should go to the Zimbabwean players.
Did you see the frustration on Senegal's faces as Zimbabwe kept on pressing and pressing? How did that make you feel? I mean, as a former Warriors legend, how did that make you feel?
The game plan Dennis, the game plan worked because I think the coach, what he wanted first half really worked for him. I think he wanted the defense to keep a low block as to frustrate the Senegalese, the likes of Ghana Guy, Sa, and Kayete, so that they should not put in those penetration passes.
Yes.
And then with everybody, when we lose possession, everybody behind the ball, we only leave one player to harass, and then everybody behind the ball. So which really worked well for Zimbabwe first half. And then second half, I think we changed it. We took the game to them. We started pressing and we started going forward, of which something that they were not even expecting it. And we created chances too. And unfortunately, we lost the game 1-0 through a penalty. But credit should go to the guys, man. And
They played
technical
so
staff.
well.
They played so great performance, solid one.
I'm
Very
going
happy.
to just cut your word right there and say, when we come back, there's one person that I want us to discuss before we get into the tactics, before we get into the statistics. I want us to address K. Madzongwe. You're going to find out why I want us to talk about this gentleman, because I'm sure he's pulling his hair out of his head right now. But you know what, Madzongwe, don't you worry about it. And Eddie's going to tell you why right after this break. You're watching Game On, and we'll be right back.
It's JIT-TV.
Yeah. Thank you. Far too kind. Woo. Yeah. Ready? Woo. Let's go. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Yeah. Now what the hell are you waiting for?
So you have been following us on Game On as we are reviewing the AFCON 2021-2022 Cup of Nations. So now I just love how you guys have been responding on social media. And one thing that I've picked up, you know what, let me not try and narrate. Let me just read some comments. A lot of people, Braedi, are surprised to see you back and they're happy to see you on the platform. A lot of people are surprised that it's you. Want makeup. But the one comment that I really loved is a comment posted na Batsirai Mutasa. Batsirai Mutasa, you said, ndabva ndakuona izvangu rimwe gore. Mune kabandage paruoko, muchishungurudza timu yangu yeDimbare. Muchimhanya muri kuma-wings uko. You're looking good, man. Batsirai, that is such a beautiful comment. We love this. Tile Extravaganza Ganza actually says he's looking good for sure. I'm so happy about that. Wishing him well moving forward. And hey,
Can I just read two about you?
Verenga two.
Just only two.
Verenga.
There is one that actually says that Eddie, we cannot see you there. We can see the lady that is next to you.
Aww.
Imagine. So you can't see.
But
John Cena, you can see me. All right. Second one says Denise. She's very good, and I think she's gonna take this industry by surprise.
Oh, shout out to you guys.
Imagine.
Thank you very much. But guys, the reason why we're doing this, as you know, I always say, do come to our social media. But let's have a little bit of fun at someone's expense. But I know he will not punish me, right?
No, let's not go there.
If you know Zimbabwe Warriors legend Edovit Dina's nickname, be sure to go to @_Denise Prime. Tweet, comment, tag, and I will retweet. And the person who gives us an outstanding story about his nickname, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you know his nickname and you know what it's all about, make sure that you do comment, and I'm going to retweet. And if I like it, I'm definitely going to give you a JIT-TV hamper that's going to have some really awesome goodies. And you never know, I might allow you to take a picture with my co-hosts. You never know, right, Eddie? Right? The person who knows your secrets. Guys, make sure that you keep on following us. It's all about AFCON, the biggest football tournament in Africa.
It's It's JIT-TV.
Yeah. Thank you. Far too kind. Woo. Yeah. Ready? Woo. Let's go. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Yeah. Now what the hell are you waiting for?
Ubaya Shrika.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching Game On with me, your host Denise Pan, and my technical co-host Erobet Ina, a former Zimbabwe Warriors, and the captainships, so many of them. But now let's talk about the most anticipated game by Zimbabwe, which is obviously Zimbabwe versus Senegal. Just a quick recap. We've played against them 3 times. They beat us. This was our 4th game, and I must say, from watching the game from the beginning was a bit shaky. If you remember in our last conversation about the Zimbabwe Warriors, we were worried about them being starstruck. Asi manje nguva yachimvazosvika. Wakomana mva watanga wachitamba. Kuti mani wachamziva. Now they were playing against him to really tackle him and show him kuti no, this is our time to shine. And if I must say, the confidence did shoot up within the first half. What's your take, Eddie?
Great performance from the boys. The boys played very well. I was very happy, and I think the coach's plan were right, spot on, and the tactics, they were spot on. It's only that, I think it was towards the end of the game, the penalty, and
Literally
I was
2
very,
seconds.
very, very disappointed. Yeah, but part of the game, what can you do? We did not think that it's going to get to that,
Yes.
but they got the penalty, and Mane scored. But overall, the performance from the boys and the coach, it was good, very good.
Right, before we get deep into that, let's talk about your friend, Farmer Boy. Comparing him to Norman Mapeza, let's just hear what your take is on that. To compare the 2 coaches.
I think the number one, I would say that we have a coach, which is a former player, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows the game, and if you take the Farmer Boy there, because he needs a land one, and then he needs potatoes and he needs carrots, to do that. But you know what? Coming to the game, I think the plan worked. And you look at Basera, 35 years old, played like he was 20 years old.
That was beautiful.
It was marvelous. And then if you look at the other guys that were called up from the NFD, which is the first division here in South Africa, and also that they went and then they play in the national team. It was good. It was very good.
I will be honest, looking at reviews on social media even I had doubts. I remember asking, what is Mapeza's end game? And then today we look at it and we're like, wait, he actually did have an end game. If you put into consideration, like you're saying, first division players, right?
Yes.
Most of them, you can't find them online. And I feel like those were his secret weapon. Because, even if you're going to do research, who are you going to search on? What are you going to find on them? I feel like, my coach, hats off to you. That was beautiful. And you made us so proud. What do you think about that as well?
Look, Dennis, if you can have the players from NFD, playing for the national team, it shows you that we do have quality and we do have good players in Zimbabwe that can come and then play at any national team. But the problem now is, where is the junior structure? We don't have that in Zimbabwe. Yeah, where is it? Why is Zifa not applying that method? Remember, in a tournament like this is where now you need to introduce players that is coming from the under-23s, under-20, for preparing again for the next Africa Cup of Nations. But if we don't have that, what are we doing as a nation? Now, you look at the age of the ages of the players that have been playing now. Yes. 33, 29, 32, and then in 2 years' time. Absolutely. So who are we going to put in the next Africa Cup of Nations? You see, so all this has to do with Zifa. Zifa needs to sort the junior football so that we can have these young ones coming up. Because otherwise, if we don't do that,
Tangira, especially after starting off the year on such a beautiful note.
Look at Wadi.
Today.
Look at Wadi, who play for JDR, NFD, Gerard Takwara, Venda, NFD. You see, these are the kind of players that we need for them to be playing in the professional setup. But if they go and play in the, I'm not saying that it's an amateur, it is a professional, but much more organized. Imagine if he's playing for, let's say in South Africa, Kaizer Chiefs, Sundowns. What are you going to be saying about that?
That's true. That's very true. And also, you know, what I would love for us to do is have an interaction section with our viewers. I need you all to go to your social media, look for us, JIT-TVzw, look for us, Eddie Dina, look for me, Denise Pine. Comment, let us know what you think, because you know what, at the end of the day, football is all about bringing the people together, and this is what allows us to be able to sit down with legends like Eddie. And I need you to tell us what you think, what your views are. But before we do that, let's just take a quick look at the highlights from yesterday's game. If I must say, before we even get to that, I would love to personally say I feel like Mira Peixos, he deserved to be man of the match. The saves were out of this world. He was goalkeeper of the year for me. Like that was very spectacular. But let's just take a quick look at the highlights from the Zimbabwe versus Senegal game, and then we can get technical with Eddie Dina. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching Game On, and I am your host, Denise Pan, and I'm sitting here with my technical host, Edo Bedina. So, as I did say just before the break, we were going to address K. Madzongwe. He, in the last 2 seconds, was unfortunate that as he was doing what he's supposed to be doing, he ended up being the one who gave Senegal a penalty. So now I'm smiling, but I'm really trying to hold my tears back right now, because that for me was that moment. Literally 2 seconds. I had my phone against the screen. I was counting down on the top of my voice, you know, and then I heard a whistle, only to see that Senegal was getting a penalty. That for me, this game was, this was it. This was, and I'm getting emotional, but this was the game that put Zimbabwe back on the map. Warriors, we are proud of you. Madzongwe. Okay, let me do it this way. Captain, my captain. I am Madzongwe. What do you have to say to me as my captain?
You know what? Yes, it happened. It was an unfortunate incident. You know, you were trying to block the ball, and unfortunately it hit your hand, and then it was a penalty, right? So what I would tell you, Madzongwe, is that listen, you did a very good job. I'm proud of you as your captain, and I can literally stand on top of the mountain and say, Madzongwe, number one, you destroyed the midfield. You played very well. Don't take it too hard. We're playing again on Friday, you know, against Malawi. I need you now. That's when I need you more. So forget about it. And I would say to you, the most important thing now, you are good as your last game. So Malawi is the last game that we're talking about. So forget about this one. There's nothing that's going to happen. Let's focus. Malawi, we need you, boy. You can do it.
Wow, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get myself together right now, but I feel like that game, I will say this again, it was the game for Zimbabwe. You can see that they were committed. I know in the beginning, remember we were talking about stage fright, also watching the game. But by the time that we got to 15, 20 minutes, the boys had warmed up. Remember the commentator even mentioned saying that, oh, this is like a training session, a training match. I was offended. But I guess they were testing the waters. And I just love the fact that they then got to realize that, listen, we're human beings. Yes, the Senegalese had like a very strong team internationally, but at the end of the day, the Warriors, I think today, from my perspective, realized that the fact that they were on that same field meant that they were good enough.
And the fact that they did not care who they were playing against. And they listened to the coach's instructions, which worked very well to them. Remember, every time when they were losing ball position, they dropped back and everybody was behind the ball. And they only, I think in the first half, it was Prince Dube, is one that was moving, left, right, trying to block their counter. Immediately when they come into our half, and then they would put pressure on the Senegalese so that they would try and then make mistakes. But the very good thing that I liked about the defense was that the low block that they kept. Senegalese, they did not put those through passes, the likes of Ghana guy could not penetrate through because of that block. So I think the coach got this one right. Second half, they changed completely. They started attacking more. They took the game to the Senegalese, and then it worked too. And we also created chances, which was very good, which was very good. And I was happy, very, very happy with that. But unfortunately, that penalty.
If it wasn't for that, we'd be singing a different game right now, and my tears would be tears of joy. But if I must be honest, they're still tears of joy. I mean, they held their own. That was beautiful. But like you said, you're as good as your last game. So come the Malawi game, come the Guinea games, we have some laces to tighten up.
Absolutely. And I think this is also a game that we need to win at all costs. Remember, if it can work with they said that we head-to-head with the Senegalese, that we played 4 games and then we lost 4. Now we have to do the very same thing with Malawi. We're going to play against them now. This is going to be the 5th time. So we need to beat them again. Because you remember, we won 3 times and then they beat us once. So we need now to win this one at all costs. There is no excuses with this one.
Right, now, my technical co-host, let's get into statistics. Looking at our possession, looking at the shots on target, corners, everything. In the first half of the game, I remember asking you saying, do you think we're going to make it through? I was really worried because it wasn't looking so good. But now looking at the last stats, I'm just going to give you my tablet here real quick. Looking at the last stats.
Yes,
What is your take on there?
If you look at this is after the game.
This is
right?
after the game.
And then if you look at the position, Senegalese 55 and the Zimbabweans 45.
Yes.
So which means that they changed from defending to attacking, of which that the coach exactly what he wanted. He wanted them to defend first and then second half, then they attack, of which Senegalese, they were not expecting that. And then by doing that, we also try to create chances and try to make use of them. But you must also remember, Dennis, that the pitch was very big. That's why you started seeing most of our players cramping, and the captain himself. So we had to change that because of that. So sometimes it also plays a big role. You know, the stadiums that we have in Zimbabwe, very small compared to those ones, very big. So we also need to have those standards of fields in Zimbabwe. So which goes back again to where? Zifa.
All right. Now, look, before we wrap this up, I mean, looking at how we played today, I can personally say I'm quite confident that we are going to get out of the qualifying rounds. I'm sure we're going to get into the group of 16. That's my view. But tell me, what do you think?
With the performance today, yes, I hope they can carry on with that, and we play against Malawi and win, and then against Guinea, maybe get a draw or a win.
A win.
And then, yes, we're through to the last 16. But with the performance today, I'm very happy. Proudly to say Zimbabwe.
All right. And before we go, could you just tell your warriors, just give them just a little quick smonyana kungovasimbisa kuti vazive kuti aiwa madhara edu anga akatamba before us varipo vari kutiona vari kutinamatira vari kutisapota. Just give them just a little quick motivation.
Let me put this one here.
You can give it to me. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
let me do this now. Right. To Norman Mapeza and your technical team, well done for today's game. Unfortunately, we lost, but good performance. And then if you can carry on in the next game against Malawi with the performance that we displayed today, it's a great win. And to the boys, well done. Keep your heads up. And you'll be the first national team, Zimbabwe national team, to qualify to the last 16. I believe in you. Ndinotemba Nemokoman. Zimbabwe, oye! Let's go.
You forgot to do that. All right, well, there you have it, Zimbabwe Warriors. We are right behind you, and you know what? I'm super excited for the next games, and like I said, we are right behind you. Stay on Game On. Game On is the place to be to get real live updates, like real honest opinions with regards to the game. I mean, who best to break a game down than someone who's played it himself? So, Eddie, thank you so much for being my co-host, as always.
You know, my trademark.
And ladies and gentlemen, please do contact us on our social media platforms. They are right there on the screen. And make sure that you let us know what you think so that we can give you a little quick shout out on our platforms. Make sure that you always tune into JIT-TVzw, and make sure that you also follow JIT-TVzw on the platforms so that you also get to communicate and be up to date with what is going on. This is Game On. I'm your host, Denise Pine, and introduce yourself just before.
I don't do that. Game on.
Phil Collins, Game On. But we will see you tomorrow after we watch a few more games and see what our competitors are getting up to. So like I did say, I'm Denise Pine signing out. This is Game On, and cheers.